Alright, good evening. I'm going to show y'all the methods for multi-digit multiplication and multi-digit. So let's start with, I don't know why I was going to start with division. Let's start with multi-digit multiplication. So as y'all know, we have two different ways that we can solve this. We have our area model, and then we can also do partial products. Y'all know Miss Anderson is not a fan of that. I just do it with area model. And then we also have a standard algorithm. So starting with area model, I'm going to multiply 356 times 72. So if I'm multiplying 356 by 72, I'm going to set up my area model. Okay, so I'm actually going to go in and just to help y'all, I'm going to color code this one just so you can kind of see. The different steps so that if you're still having some misconceptions with this, hopefully having like the different colors might help with that, because I know that always helps me. Okay, so I'm going to take my 300, and in both boxes for this, in this direction, I'm multiplying by 300. Then 50, and then 6. Okay, now for whatever number going horizontally, I'm going to multiply straight across. Okay, so now I'm going to solve for this. So 300 times 70 is 21,000. 300 times 2 is 600. 50 times 70 is 3,500. 50 times 2 is 100. 6 times 70 is 420. And then 6 times 2 is 12. So these are what we call our partial products. So I'm just going to go in, I'm going to highlight each of my partial products again, because when I have different colors, it just really helps my brain. That color is too similar, so let's see. Let's do this color. Okay, so now I'm going to go in and I'm going to add my partial products. So I have my 21,000 my 3,500, my 600, my 420, excuse me, y'all, my 100, and my 12. So to add these up, as y'all have seen me do before, okay, I'm going to go in and I'm just going to kind of split it so I don't make any mistakes when adding. And then, like I've always said, this is personal preference, but I add those zeros to know that nothing's there. So for this ones column, I'm going to do 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0 plus 2 is 2. 0 plus 0 is 0 plus 0 is 0 plus 2 is 2 plus 0 is 2 plus 1 is 3. 0 plus 5 is 5. 5 plus 6 is 11. Plus 2 is 15. Plus 1 is 16. I'm going to carry my 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Plus 3 is 5. Plus 0 is 5. Plus 0 is 5. Plus 0 is 5. Plus 0 is 5. And then 2 plus all these zeros is 2. So, according to adding or the addition of my partial products, 356 times 72 equals 25,632. Okay, moving on. Let's do standard algorithm. I'm going to change, no, I was going to change the number, but I'm not going to. So let's do 356 times 72. For the sake of solving this, I'm going to spread the numbers apart a little bit, just so y'all can see it a little bit more clear. Okay, so again, y'all know Miss Anderson and her colors. I'm going to solve this using colors. So I'm going to start and I'm going to multiply 2 times all the top numbers. So I'm going to start by doing 2 times 6, which equals 12. I'm going to carry the 1. 2 times 5 is 10. Plus 1 is 11. I'm going to carry the 1. 2 times 3 is 6. Plus 1 is 7. Okay. So now I go and I add my, what I like to call my magic 0. Which y'all know is the place value holder. Now I'm going to multiply my 7 times my top numbers. 7 times, 7 times 6 is 42. Carry my 4. 7 times 5 is 35. Plus 4 is 39. Carry my 3. And then 7 times 3 is 21, plus 3 is 24. So, now I have, these are basically partial products as well, but a little bit more broken down, I'd say. So, I'm going to add these up again, just to ensure that I'm not missing anything. I'm going to do that. 2 plus 0 is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. 7 plus 9 is 16. Carry the 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. 0 plus 2 is 2. again, I get 356 times 72 is 25,632. Okay, next I'm going to solve some division problems. So we're going to do multi-digit division. And again, we're going to have two different ways. We're going to have the area model and our partial product. Not partial products, my bad. Partial quotients, which, as I told y'all, I like to refer to as the big 7. Okay, for the division purposes, we're going to be doing 931 divided by 19. What did I use for my factor? Okay, I'm going to say equals x. So, for my area model, I'm going to go ahead and set it up. And if y'all remember, this is my dividend. This is my divisor. Okay, so I'm going to set it up. I'm going to have my 931 here to start. I'm going to have my 19 on the outside because that's what I'm dividing. Excuse me. And then I'm going to start coming up with some partial quotients. And then at the end, I will add them to get the quotient. So, Miss Anderson does not know her 19 multiplication facts fluently. I don't know about y'all, but Miss Anderson does not know hers. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at 931. Using what I know that if I multiplied 19 times 10, it would be, or I would get 190. So, what I'm going to do based on estimation and what I know with numbers is I'm going to think that 19 is approximately 20 if I rounded it. And then I'm looking at 931. So I want to get something like close to 931 without going over, and I probably won't find the exact number. So what I'm going to do is, because I know it's approximately 20, and I know that 20 times 4 equals 80, I'm going to multiply 19 times 4 and see what I get. So 4 times 9 is 36. I'm going to carry my 1. 4 times 1 is 4. Plus 3 is 7. So 19 times 4 is 760. So if 19 times 4 is 760, 19 times 4 is 76. So if 19 times 4 is 76, 19 times 40 would be 760. So I'm going to start by doing that. So I'm going to multiply my 19 by 40. And I'm going to subtract 760 to get myself started. 1 minus 0 is 1. I cannot subtract 3 from 6, so I'm going to have to borrow. 13 minus 6 gives me 7. 8 minus 7 gives me 1. Okay, now, looking at that, my leftover, my difference, I'm going to carry it over, and then I know that 19 is approximately 20. I know 19 times 4 is 76. And I'm looking at 170. So if I'm looking at 170 and I know that 19 is approximately 20, I know that 20 times 8 would give me 160. I'm just thinking of like friendly numbers. So I'm going to try 19 times 6 to see, not 6, times 8 to see what my product would be, to see if that's something I could subtract. So 8 times 9 is 72. Carry the 1. And then 8 times 1 is 8. Plus 7 is 15. So if I do 19 times 8, I get 152. So I'm going to try that out. 1 minus 2 cannot be done. I'm going to have to regroup. Sorry, I'm trying to... Okay. 11 minus 2 would give me 9. 6 minus 5 would give me 1. 1 minus 1 would give me 0. I'm going to carry that over. Okay, I have 19. Well, what is my divisor? 19. So I will need to multiply it by 1. Subtract. And I get that 0. Now, I need to add my partial quotients. To get my answer or my quotient. So I'm going to add 40 plus 8 plus 1, and I would get 49 as my quotient. Okay, next, I'm going to do the partial quotient, the big 7 like I showed you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my problem. So I'm going to have my big 7. Okay, I'm going to have my divisor on the outside, my dividend on the inside, and I'm going to start solving. So, again, same process as last time. Using what I already know, I'm going to go in and start doing partial quotients. So, let me do 19 times 20 again, which gives me, not times 20, I'm sorry. You know what, I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to do 20 times 19, and I'm going to get 380. And I'm going to subtract. 1 minus 0 is 1. I cannot do 3 minus 8, so I have to regroup. 13 minus 8, however, I can do. I would get 5. 8 minus 3 is 5. So 551. I can do 20 times 19 again. Subtract it from 380. 1 minus 0 is 1. 5 becomes 15. The other 5 becomes 4. 15 minus 8 is 7. 4 minus 3 is 1. 171. Okay, then I'm going to multiply, let's see. I did 19 times 4 is 76. So I'm just going to do that. 4 times 19 equals 76. And I'm going to subtract. Okay. I cannot do 1 minus 6. So this is blah, 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 blah. This is going to become 11. 7 will become 6. 11 minus 6 is 5. Cannot do 6. That'll become 16. 1 minus 0. I'm sorry. I'm going to borrow the 1 and get 0. 16 minus 7 is going to give me 95. Again, I can do 4 times 19 equals 76. Again, I'm having to borrow my numbers and regroup. 15 minus 6 is 9. 8 minus 7 is 1. I can again, or lastly, I can multiply 1 times 19. Get 19. And then I have solved until it is at 0. So now I'm going to add up my partial quotients. So 20 plus 20 plus 4 plus 4 plus 1. I'm going to add my zeros for Miss Anderson's sake. 0 plus 0 is 0, plus 4 is 4, plus 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. 2 plus 2 is 4. And we got 49 for both. So we know that 931 divided by 19 equals 49.